this really blew me, and that is where I really started getting into why is something like this happening? Why are people happy that they are losing money?
Crypto is the only asset class that has beaten all the asset classes.
Right.
Right, with a very, very big margin.
Right. People, when they see that something is going up, they want to gamble more. And when it is down, they don't want to buy. But this is the time when people should be taking their position, because every time we have gone like to 1 million, 1.5 million, we have gone back to its all-time high, or we have done like a multiples of its all-time high. Even if you look at stock market, with the US stock market especially, only tech companies are going up. Rest everything is down. Okay, it's just the top 10, 20 companies.
In the Indian market, it's opposite. Tech markets are doing very bad, especially all the IT markets, right? You know, all the IT stocks, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, HCL Tech is doing very bad.
Right.
I can see the other sectors are really going well from last 1.5 years, but IT sector is not performing at all.
Even see, Razorpay is worth $10 billion today. What did they do? Everyone said Razorpay won't work. There is PayPal, there is Stripe. Why will somebody use Razorpay? But Razorpay did it because the regulation is so complex that an external company can't come into India.
Hey everyone, good evening. This is Vinith, costa, and we have got another amazing podcast for y'all. From markets to protocols, building the invisible layer of crypto. So today we have got the founder of 0x Gasless, that is Mr. Leander Dsouza. And we are getting to know the untold story of this amazing gentleman. Let's move forward. So Leander, welcome to this podcast.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
very happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Vinith.
So how are you? How are you doing?
All good, all good.
So looking at your profile, masters in pharmaceuticals, then working in Novartis, and then getting into the crypto markets as a trader, then being a founder of this amazing project that you have been doing. So how's this entire journey been? What was the entire reason that you moved across different fields and you're doing amazing now?
See, my background is in pharmaceuticals. Why I got into Web3 it's all about markets. I was into stock much earlier to that. I did dabble around with some of the large caps before I started experimenting with what crypto was. But the whole breakthrough kind of happened in Jan of 2021, when I first came across meme coins. Until then, I wasn't very aware of this concept, but it was around end of Jan when you might already be aware of the AMC and the short squeeze that happened with GameStop and AMC.
Yes.
So that's where I really got intrigued with market. And it was around the same time when Robinhood had stopped trading on these two assets, because of which there was already huge flow of retailers looking for what is the next meme, and crypto was the next meme for them, and everyone started buying Doge. I had seen that. I was following up with the news from day one of the whole AMC.
Day one in the sense, which year you're talking about?
This is of 2021 of Jan.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where it actually got me to put my first money into it. That afternoon, and that's where that evening, I think Elon Musk tweeted it for the first time that in that particular cycle, and it did. I think it was like a 7x, 8x over the next 24 hours.
In 24 hours, in one day.
One day. And that is where my journey began.
So see, to understand, sometimes what happens is when we talk about markets, right? Let it be Indian markets, let it be the crypto markets. Here, the crowd that we are addressing is, playing in both the markets, right? But what happens here is, most of the people think that only if you're from the commerce background, if you have learned about finance, or if you're a CA or you're an MBA in finance, only then market is for you. But seeing your profile, right? Completely different profile this is, but then you have been doing so great in this entire journey of crypto, right now working on the blockchains, building up a product that no one else has done, right? A very, very unique product. I myself was very happy when I did this entire research, because something like this has to be known to people. That is why the podcast is called as the untold story of Leander Dsouza. But then while understanding this entire concept, I realized that when you are entering into a new market, right? For example, you're looking at crypto. Initially, what was the investment that was in your mind? Okay, I'm going to start investing in crypto market. I understood you're going to follow the news. You're keeping a track of everything. But you should have an investment in your mind, because I think 2021 would be 1-2 years after your graduation, or
Correct.
what was
it was 6-7 months after my
okay?
graduation. I got into Novartis, and it was just 6 months
Okay.
since I started my job, and it was work from home, so it was much easier for me to
Okay.
keep an eye on markets and look into what other opportunities are out there.
Okay.
But I think the most important part here was, so I always approach problems in first principles. So I always went into fundamentals as to why something is happening, rather than just thinking that it's all fun and whatever it is.
Right.
You know, that's one of the key thing, like really understanding what the problem is, breaking it down, and seeing why is something happening the way it is. Because when I would say pharma also adds that value, right? You always have that cause and effect, like what
Makes sense.
that drug does to your body.
Right.
So you always assess risk. So that risk assessment came from the pharma background.
Okay.
But most of all, it's the problem solving approach and why exactly something is what it is.
Okay.
Like for me, crypto, where it really got exciting was people over here. See, normally what happens is if you lose money today, your customer comes and says that he won't pay for your service, he buys some goods. You would be upset about it, that you didn't get your money or you lost money there. But in crypto, what I observed was somebody is losing, I don't know, like 1 lakh, 2 lakh, and he's happy about losing
the money.
He's talking about diamond hands, let's go to the moon.
Right.
That is something that really surprised me. I had never seen anything like that until that.
After losing money.
After losing money. So for me, that was like pure behavior that I was seeing. And see, I spent a lot of my first year of my M.Pharm reading psychology. Though it was pharma, I used to go to the library and read psychology books. And this is where I saw real behavioral psychology in action. Like,
so you could connect the dots on what you learned in your graduation and now what's actually happening.
Yeah, I could see what that psychology really means, like how greed comes into play. What is it was pure human psychology.
The balance between greed and fear.
Right. It was purely that. There is no regulations. It was a less regulated market. You had real retailer psychology in motion there. Like in stocks, you have big guys playing into it.
This FIs, DIs,
like
everyone.
A fair ground. For somebody that had no idea how traditional finances work to its fullest extent, this really blew me, and that is where I really started getting into why is something like this happening. Why are people happy that they are losing money? Although they're not happy, but they are okay with losing money. Right? Like anywhere else, if somebody is losing money, you lose your wallet, you would literally feel upset about it for that entire whatever day or couple of days if you lose money, even if you keep like some amount of cash in it. Here people were like rejoicing that diamond hands, let's go. This is what really surprised me and got me more into understanding what this market was. And then from there on, it was just
the journey.
Yeah, it was just a journey. Like I was in the system, and everything that I did was back to the first principles, understanding where money flows, how do we be where the money is.
So when you told me all these things, it actually reminded me of my early days in the market, right? I would say 2019 I started trading, but professionally 2021, 2022 I got into this. And like you told, money used to happen, right? But for me, the only thought here is learning doesn't come at once, right? Learning is a change in an individual's behavior arising out of experiences. If you see something that's happening, example, an observation, and the same thing happens every single day. It can be a logic, it can be fundamentals. And if you see the same pattern that is happening, the case is the same, most probably that itself is your strategy.
Correct.
Because that's happening again and again. Strategy is nothing but an observation that has got a higher winning chance or a higher winning rate. And what I saw was, in options, for example, FNOs or futures in the Indian market, futures and options, people lose money in such a short period of time, right? If someone is losing money in a short period of time, that means someone else is also making money in that short period of time. At the end of the day, it is a zero-sum game, right? Your loss is my profit is your loss.
Correct.
That curiosity, like you told, right? There was one curiosity in your life that got you to do other things, right? So that incident was very good from your side, that you related it to what you have been learning.
True.
Now, talking about the early stage as a trader, were there some strategies that you are following? Because I'm definitely sure there are a lot of viewers here, a lot of youths who are watching this podcast, and many people I interact with different colleges, I meet different investors, we have HNI workshops, and what happens? Every person or every youth or maybe a middleman, they always want to make money from the markets. But when they ask you, they don't tell me 10 strategies. Tell me one strategy that can work number of times, right? Bruce Lee, one of the top martial artists.
Right.
He says that I don't fear a person who has many strategies,
Right.
but I fear one person who has practiced a kick 100 times.
Right.
So consistency, you're facing consistency. You're facing someone who's practiced. So since you have been pioneer in this field, if you're giving some advice to a youth who is watching this podcast, what are the certain things they should have in their mind, or what strategy they need to follow in terms of making money in the crypto markets?
Right. So crypto has historically been a risky asset.
Okay.
Anybody that wants to trade has to know that he's going to lose his money.
Okay.
This is one of the very basic fundamentals.
Are you talking from the index perspective, or you're talking about the specific stocks?
Specific
stocks. If you're talking about index, I think crypto is the only asset class that has beaten all the asset classes.
Right.
With a very, very big margin.
Right. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
So a lot of these assets, right, where I was more into were these small caps. Now people had different names for it. Some were calling it meme coins, some were calling it shit coins, because it was just absolute garbage.
Right.
Like nobody knew why the fuck are they buying something like that.
Right.
They just wanted to buy it because it's fun. And it was fun because there was no retailers in it. There were no big players playing around with price, dumping it. It was just so pure in the early days. Nobody.
Was there a chart? Was there a chart to monitor?
So the surprising part, charts did not come for at least 6 months.
There were no charts only.
There were no charts at all.
It was line graph.
It was no line graph.
Nothing.
People were just buying it, and they would see that if they have to sell it now, this is the value they are going to get.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It is more like grey market.
Yeah.
You don't know where the price is moving. Next day you get the data. Maybe at end of the market.
No, you get it like real time.
You get real time, but this is the price. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what used to happen is these are called as automated market makers.
Okay.
It's a decentralized platform. Uniswap was the first that pioneered this protocol.
Okay.
And anyone can come, create a token, and they can create a liquidity pair with it. Usually it's with ETH, and your asset becomes.
So, for example, if I want to make video and associates as one of the token, I can do it.
You can do it.
I can do it. Okay.
You can do it.
Fine.
You pair it with some amount of ETH or USDT or any stable coin.
And then that becomes a token.
It becomes a tradable token.
A tradable token.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can create a token which has no value at all.
Okay.
But if you add some liquidity to it, what we call it, like make it liquid, adding a US dollar or whatever stable coin, then it becomes a tradable token. People will come and buy it.
Makes sense. Okay.
So now what has happened is, see, this is a very evolving space, right? This is like stock market in the 70s. People had no clue where, what. They would just buy it. Somebody would call and tell them the stock is at this price.
Jobbers, brokers.
They have no idea where it is going to go over the next 5 years, 10 years.
Right.
This is exactly what it is, but in a shorter time frame. And this is all real time. You're buying something. Let's say you had like whatever $10 and you just bought some asset, and you look after 24 hours, it could be even $1,000.
Okay, it can be $1,000
also. The $10 which you put.
Okay.
This is the kind of possibility that was there in meme coins and shit coins, and this would just happen like 8 out of 10 tokens.
So how do you shortlist it?
So there were a couple of ways. One is looking for new tokens the moment it gets listed, and Telegram channels. You would have some people come and tell you, check out this Telegram channel, this is going to launch tomorrow. This was super early days, like around Feb of 2021. Then you had launch pads that came, like a proper platform where people could go and create a token, and anyone could come and see, okay.
But what is the win rate of these Telegram channels? Because see, normally that happens now also. In Indian markets also, they will suggest some BSC scripts and all penny stocks. I get a normal message every day. Buy this stock. You maybe one by out of 20, 2 or 3 might go up. But you do not know about others, right? There might be a chance it can be a pump and dump also, and they're doing it. So just asking you, what would be the win rate of these Telegram channels?
Win rate would be, if you fall into a wrong one, it's
gone. It's gone. Okay.
But the way it used to work was, you could just be on Twitter all day, look at what other crypto people are doing. Crypto is super active on Twitter. You have like all sorts of anon people talking about all sorts of stuff, like different strategies, different stuff that they're doing, different things that they're working on. So you always know what is happening in the market if you are if you're very active on Twitter.
You get to know where the demand is indirectly.
Correct. You get to know where the demand is.
Right.
So this is where I would know, okay, this is launching in the next couple of days. They would do a pre-sale. Pre-sale is not directly listing. This is like doing a pre-IPO where they will raise for whatever supply that they put in the market. They will raise that. Half of it is to go into making it a tradable asset, and remaining half is to go to the team who is doing it, and then they would work on whatever they are working. Usually it was just garbage, like proper shit coins. They had no fundamentals, nothing. The only fundamental here was the entire infrastructure itself, that people were coming and gambling on it. That itself was the fundamental. Now that fundamental has changed over time. Like new trends have come from decentralized launchpads. It went into more KYC IDO platforms. Now recently ICO platforms have come, KYC. Now pump.fun has come, where anyone can trade anything. People can just create a token instantly. Earlier you had to know how to code a smart contract, then that becomes a token, and then you pair it with liquidity. Anyone can create a liquidity pool, but creating a token contract itself was a very huge deal. Only developers could do that. And the biggest problem here was there were no tools to analyze what contract is what. Like there could be a mint function where tomorrow, that usually crypto means there's a limited supply. 100 million is the supply, or 20 million, whatever, BTC supply is 21 million. Developer would put a code over there that after he launches the token, he can mint how much ever supply he wants. So what he will do, he will list it, the price will go to 2 million, 3 million, and he will mint extreme amount of supply and sell that supply on the market. When people initially buy the token, they are not seeing it.
So yeah, makes sense. But I have one question now. Let us say this is a more of a pump and dump case, okay?
Right.
And like you told, it can go to 3 million. Now, was it that liquid that okay, he's ready to sell at that point? Where the buyers used to get the buyers.
Yes.
Buyers always, like always.
There was always buyers.
Because is it because they're doing some pre-marketing? They are working a lot on those things.
Uniswap itself did huge amount of marketing.
Okay.
They are funded.
The entire system itself.
Yeah, the system itself, the protocol itself. Uniswap was the first protocol that brought this innovative concept. Like it is a real concept that was, and these are all researchers and scientists. They are not like traders.
Okay.
These are like really smart people, like Ethereum founders.
Okay.
They came up with the system, and then you have investors. Ethereum later on, like 2 years later, they got backed by big companies. Big investors, VCs and all got into it and started pumping money into it. And this concept was so good that people loved gambling on it. And you had like Reddit groups, channels which were talking about new tokens almost on a daily basis. And this was like all wild west, like deep down where nobody, it's not on news. It's nowhere on Instagram. Even on Twitter, like you can hardly find a lot of this stuff.
Right.
It was all on Reddit groups where you could go and see that they are talking about these tokens. And this is not like people are making these calls. People are talking that, okay, this project is launching and these guys are trying to build something like this. And that itself was enough. Just
exactly.
Website
but don't you think, the talks also can be fake, created?
This is how things started shifting. Like people started faking this hype. They started getting in more marketing by doing this kind of fake hype and bringing retailers to buy those tokens. That's where this whole rug pull thing started happening. Where the moment liquidity, like let's say you start at $10,000 market cap with 2 ETH of liquidity or even an ETH of liquidity. The moment it reaches 100K of ETH, you just remove the liquidity out, and then it's completely out in the market. No one can sell it. So this is the kind of scams that used to happen in the early days. And it's very hard. Like if somebody, I know out of 1,000 people, we had like a group of traders who lost money, so we made a group together. Okay. On analyzing the market. So we would talk almost on a daily basis, like what's happening, and there were good developers over there.
So in the group,
yeah, in the
lost
group.
Money.
So some of them even now we are in touch with, like very good guys. Like they were so good that they would read the smart contract, they would understand what flaws are there, and they would tell, hey, this contract has a mint function. we shouldn't be buying it. There were no automated tools. Now automated tools came last year. Before that there was nothing. You had to go and read it on Etherscan or any of the scanning softwares, and you would have to go through the code each one by line and see what is wrong or what is right there. So this is where a lot of learning happened. Like, you have to be a part of some crowd, and out of those 1,000 people, then after a year it became 100 people who were left, because
okay, 900
people lost money.
Okay, they left the market.
They left the market, went back to their whatever life.
They became liquidity to someone else.
Yeah, liquidated, lost money to someone else. Yeah. Out of those 100 people, finally 10 people were left until 2023.
Okay, and you're one of that 10.
Yeah, one of those 10 people actually.
Right.
And out of those 10 people, now I'm the only person who has survived actually.
Wow. Amazing.
There was one person who was there until last year. He got screwed. Like, so what happened was, see.
Okay, yeah, this is a good question. Yeah, so you said you're the only one who is remaining right now, and over a period of time, these people have gone out from the markets. So what was the exact reason for this?
So see, humans overall have been in a crowd. Like, you have these social groups, and that is what has made humans progress in life. And this has happened for like thousands of years, and this is how humans have become humans.
Right.
The same thing with trading, right? Like, when you are trading is like it's like a gladiator space. You need like a group of people who are a team, and you need people to do different things to be able to navigate the 100%. Market. Now, even for us in 2021, the kind of markets we were trading with started shifting. Okay, the overall markets remain the same, but people's psychology, the way they react to markets, changes over the years.
Yes. 100%.
No strategy remains
the same. Yes.
Right? It keeps changing. What worked for me in 2021 won't work for me like 3 months or 6 months down the line. It is a complete change that has to happen.
Right.
But when you do these things, like at that moment, there are times where I've sat till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I've sat for a complete 48 hours without sleeping at all. Just going through messages in different groups, researching a particular token, seeing if that token is legit or not before I buy it. So this is how trading was, and a lot of people would fail here. Later on, it so happened that there were some people who were doing their best at it, and others were like just done with it. They lost money somewhere. Same thing, if for me, the first trade, let's say I had taken a bad trade, I bought a wrong meme coin and I lost my money. Today I wouldn't be here. This podcast wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't be buying any other meme coins after that.
That would be end of yours also.
It would be end.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, I would say in some way I got lucky. Okay, although I did not know much about the market, over the time I have learned what works and what really works in a market.
Exactly.
Back then I had no clue. So trading, right, itself has like a ceiling. Now, for me, what interested me was the overall crypto markets altogether. I saw that this is something that is going to work. I stuck to it. I knew that this is slowly going to fade. What is next? I moved to that. But all of it is in the crypto markets. With a lot of the people in the group, they did not see this. The reason is they came in with one intention. They want to make money here. That's all. They don't care about learning what is happening. They don't see the overall picture. Why is something happening? What is the reason something is happening there? For me, I could have just said, hey, what do I buy today? Like what usually people ask. What stock should I buy? What crypto should I buy?
Yes, exactly.
For me, it was all about, why is that token pumping? Why did it pump? That was the question that I asked. Why is the price moving? Like, most people don't know why a price moves also in the first place when they start.
Exactly.
For me, this was where the rabbit hole was, where I got into it, started understanding, and a lot of these guys couldn't keep up with the new things and the new behavioral shifts that were happening. So a lot of them would make mistakes and lose money. And it's basic fundamentals. Like, if you lose money, you're not going to stay in that. You're going to go for something 100%. That is less risky.
And then you're going to blame the markets also.
Yeah, you're going to blame the markets that it's risky, it's scam and all of that.
Yes.
I navigated through those scams, and then finally understood that trading it has a limit. You can trade, you can be a best trader speculating on stuff. But the real thing is being part of that system and understanding every details of it and why it is happening.
Exactly.
So this is where I understood that I can't be betting on the system which I don't control. I have to build my own system. And this is where my journey began in 2023, building my own system.
Amazing.
And this whole experience which I had in 2021, 2022, that is the experience which I took. I saw the gaps in the market, and that is where 0x Gasless came to be what
Wow.
it started.
Amazing, Leander. So the entire journey till now, whatever you explained to the audience has been great. Okay. Talking about certain areas that you said, right? See, whenever you are in the market, learning is there every day. Initially, learning was an essential process in this world. Today, learning is a survival process.
Correct.
Without learning, you cannot survive. That's the first thing. Second thing is in my journey also, right? In trading, what I can relate very, very closely with you. Like you said, 4-5 years back, there'll be so many people in the market. Within 2-3 months itself, they're out from the markets.
Correct.
And then they start blaming the markets. You need to understand that market is supreme, right? And if you have to follow the markets, always you need to follow the institutional footprints. Right? Like you said, retailers cannot run the market.
Correct.
There is someone big who is running the market. There are FIIs, there are DIIs. So you just have to follow the trend. Trend is your friend at the end of the day. But how do you find it? Like you said, there was when the token used to get pumped by 10%, 20%, 10x, 20x, it used to amaze you why this is happening. Similarly, even in our markets, in case of Indian markets, we found out there's something called as financial astrology, where you can find in advance which stock has got the probability of pumping tomorrow. Right. For example, today the market is closed. I can tell you in advance tomorrow whether the market will be bullish or bearish. Probability of it. Nothing is 100%. 85 to 88% definitely that's gonna work. Right. So in my journey also I've been able to make amount of money only from this analysis. So what happens here is you learn, right? And then you start earning. You go through the entire experience. You start getting matured in the market. Maturity will not come to you first year or first month, like you said. You have been in the market since last 4-5 years altogether. So you have got matured in this entire market. But one thing that what I want to ask you right now is, someone believing the crypto market so much, having integrity or loyalty towards the market is very difficult, especially market like crypto market. Because I myself am still, you'd say I would still trade in forex markets, I would trade in Indian markets at a very big level. But if you're asking me trade in crypto markets, maybe some kind of investments I might do or might invest in the crypto index and forget about it. But if you're telling me selectively whatever you have done, investing in meme coins, micro cap coins and all those things, what actually made you believe that yes, crypto has got a big future?
See, one is obviously the growth of BTC. Second is there was still a lot of, even in the bear market, right? I was very active in the IRL spaces in Bangalore. I would still see, although Solana went to like $10, right now it's trading at 120 or whatever. It had hit an all-time high of $260, $280. What convinced me was that there were still people out there that were building.
Now it's 50% down from the all-time high.
Yeah, it's 50% down.
After the recent fall of.
Yes.
Where are you seeing it next?
I think Solana has won the game already.
Okay.
They are going to be here irrespective of how the token performs.
It's still going to go up.
It's still going to go up.
Okay.
BTC, same case. ETH, same case. Even with Avalanche. They have been here. They have hit an all-time high of $150, $160. They are going to be here because there are enterprises coming and using their infrastructure. Earlier, the only utility of crypto was just Uniswap and these gambling apps. Now, even if you look at prediction markets, see, although a major portion of crypto is gambling, even if you see right now the prediction markets are a big thing in crypto right now. Everybody wants decentralized markets where they can gamble. The founders became billionaires recently. Both the founders around the same time. Kalshi, billionaire. Polymarket, founder, billionaire. Kalshi just became billionaire this month. Polymarket's founder became billionaire last month. So what happens is anything that has to do with gambling, they become billionaires. Okay. The another part is one key infrastructure that was missing was making these blockchain complexities super easy for everyone. Now it could be cross-border transfers. It could also be lending and borrowing platforms, or it could be something as complex as a decentralized social media platform itself, where tomorrow if you become a famous content creator, the platform cannot take you down. for any kind of strikes or anything. You will have like probably a community or a DAO voting that happens whether that particular creator needs to be taken off the platform. And this kind of mechanism, it can be even improved with prediction market mechanism, where people are predicting whether that particular creator is going to get banned or not, which brings them closer towards the truth. So these are kind of new concepts which is only possible with blockchain, and it is slowly seeing adoption. There are not a lot of use cases that could come from it, but the ones that can come are extremely big. Like for example, real world assets. BlackRock is already into it. What they are doing, tokenizing real world assets like your land, water. And now what happens is you have a global market where everybody is trading land prices and water prices. This is where it brings equilibrium. Now with stocks
They're
itself,
trading land prices also.
land prices.
Oh my
also.
God.
And this is already
Do
happening.
you
in
think
Dubai.
this might even come to India? Like, what are you seeing this? Like, for example,
See, it will come, but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Okay,
The Indian
okay.
regulations are way too complex,
Hmm.
unless and until it is a
so
well-established.
they're trading land prices in the sense what? They have got the entire setup of doing it, or where does this happen? In which system does
So,
this entire thing happen?
So right now, BlackRock is the only one that is doing this. There is one platform called as Soil. I think it's called Soil.
Okay.
So this particular platform, they have tokenized real estate from Dubai. And you can go to that platform, you can buy, invest into parts of that land
In Dubai.
in Dubai. So let's say the property is worth 2 crores, it makes a ROI, let's say every annum it is making 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs.
10%, 10 to 15%.
15% ROI on that particular land. Now they will do a pre-sale, a ICO or a IDO of that land. Now you can own bits of it. You don't have to buy that entire land. You can buy just 10 lakh or 20 lakhs worth of that RWA asset, and you will earn yield on it. So whatever rent comes out of it, you're going to get part of that rent. So this is where RWA is coming into place. Another thing is, it's making land purchase easier for anyone globally. Somebody in some country doesn't want to come and buy that land and build a house there. He just wants to buy it for an investment purpose. He's going to buy it on these kind of platforms, just going to hold that underlying asset, because each of these land has like a certificate that is attached to it.
Okay.
And not everybody gets it. BlackRock is able to do, because they have that command on the market. They have been able to tokenize this well. Another one is Ondo. Ondo also does something very similar, RWA assets. Wait, Ondo is RWA or not? I'm not very sure about this. But
Okay.
BlackRock's whole intention is to tokenize your land and make it accessible for anyone in the world to buy land anywhere it is. Like they could just sit here in India and easily buy it with their crypto. Let's say 2 months later the price increases, they can instantly sell it in the market. This is how easy and liquid, like land is finally going to become liquid. Like how stocks were earlier, much earlier, like decades ago in India also. You had to go to a stock trading
You had to go personally to the exchange itself and
you had
do
to
it.
buy it. And what used to happen, like any other place anyone is, he would still have to come to the main place to go and buy that. Or let's say it is a illiquid stock, he would have to wait when there is a buyer for him to buy that same
Or else
quantity.
he can never sell it
He
back.
cannot sell it.
Right.
Or sometimes he had to wait for somebody who will come and buy that same number of stock. He has such huge quantity. Breaking it would have been difficult in the super early days. Like these are like problems that came.
Then
And then it
recently
was like,
got,
where will we find? Then the markets became like digitalized. Now you can just go to Zerodha, open an account, markets are liquid.
Yeah.
You have trading, it's become very liquid now.
Very
Earlier
liquid.
it wasn't liquid. You couldn't sell. Like this was the same with BTC. There were no platforms where they could sell. In Japan, the price was different. In Korea, the price was different. In US, the price was different. In India, the price was very different. Everyone was paying different for BTC. Somebody who was selling pizza was willing to accept the Bitcoin for 3 pieces of pizza. Even till this day, that day is celebrated as a Bitcoin pizza day, because we gave him like 10,000 Bitcoins for that 3 pizzas, which would be worth today $500 million. Right? Like people didn't know the value of it at all. They didn't even consider it to be worth $1. Whereas somewhere in another place in the world, somebody was valuing it at $3. But then came these markets which got it to that equilibrium price. This is what is going to happen to land. So far, this has not happened with land. Like, even if you look at all the land here, somebody is selling their land in this area, he will straight away quote you 23 lakh percent. Okay, he's not going to think that how much supply is there.
Right.
The buyer also doesn't know how much supply is there. But imagine all of this comes into a central registry where you know which land is available, what is the quote that each of these lands are giving. Immediately, market equilibrium starts happening in these situations. This is what BlackRock is going to do.
Makes sense.
This is when your asset becomes liquid. The whole goal is to make it liquid so that more people can come and trade that asset. So that they will, like, this is where they make their money, when more people trade.
Done.
The
Because
whole
see,
intention is this.
That is, because see, if that happens, BlackRock will make money.
Correct.
Right? Because that is the platform that they are creating. Now, talking about 0x Gasless, right?
Right.
See, it's considered to be something, it's a UPI for blockchains. Right. What happens here is, earlier days, right, when we used to have banking transactions also, UPI wasn't there, Google Pay wasn't there, Phone Pay wasn't there. You go to the bank, there is a limit, a very small limit, right? Sometimes the banks will have a different settlement cycle, rail system problems, many problems that occur, right? And again, connectivity issues, server issues. After UPI comes, your entire banking system itself became very, very easy. Now, I consider your particular brand as an UPI for blockchain, right? Entirely what happens in the blockchain, recording the transactions, right? And for anything, let's say for minting NFTs, swapping coins, or any kinds of functions that happens inside, there's definitely the gas, whatever the fees that is there, which have to be paid, right? Now, understanding whatever your the brand says, Gasless, I'm definitely sure it doesn't mean that you're not paying the fees. Right? You're paying the fees, but you're avoiding all the complexities. Right? So how can you tell me that all these complexities are reduced? And if you have to tell about your brand to my viewers right now, what are the problems you all are solving, in short?
Got it. So the whole name itself, 0x
Gasless.
The 0x that is there, it is initials of any Ethereum address.
Okay.
So whenever you send money via any of these EVM networks, that is Ethereum, Avalanche, Sonic, Moonbeam,
BNB, you're saying that's the initial.
It comes with OX, and then you have like alphanumericals, which is unique to everyone. It's a public address. This public address always starts with 0x. So the goal, the first product that we launched, even till this day, it is only specific to EVM blockchains. It can't be run on Solana. It can't be run on Sui and Aptos. It's only on EVM chains, and we didn't want to also, because majority of it is EVM. EVM makes most of the market. The TVL here is more than all Solana and all of this. Solana recently it did. We are still contemplating, but OX was because of this initials of the EVM public address. And the goal here was, when I first got into crypto, when I moved funds straight away into my wallet from a centralized exchange, I didn't know that you need a native gas token like Ethereum in my wallet, or BNB on BNB chain.
You need it.
Yeah. I had no idea about that. I just transferred because I was anyways trading on exchanges with USD itself. I didn't know that people do trade with BTC. This was all, there were no courses or anything. Like,
and there's a lot of confusions for a user. A new user will definitely be confused when all these things are there. Yeah.
Correct. So we like anyone that got into crypto was learning by making mistakes. So I transferred some USDT to my wallet, and I'm trying to send it, or I'm trying to buy something, stake it on a farming, staking and farming protocols. I'm trying to stake, and my transaction keeps failing. And then I did some search, I watched some YouTube videos, understood, okay, so if I have to send any money out from my wallet, I need to have BNB in my wallet. Without that, it is like stuck there. So now what I had to do, I had to take some of my INR from my bank, buy new crypto, send that BNB to that wallet, just so that I could send this money out from there. So this was a huge complexities with any blockchain. You had to have the native asset. You couldn't trade, or you couldn't do anything in your wallet. You couldn't be in a decentralized world without the native token of that blockchain. This is why this was one of the biggest problems that I noticed. And around 2023, it was March, when Vitalik released a paper on this standard, ERC 4337 it was called. That is when I knew that if I have to build anything and move from trading and do something that is really impactful in crypto, this is the kind of protocol that I want to build. And immediately after that, I found a tech team that's going to put this together, found my co-founder, and we launched it in the market. We were like bootstrapped for a couple of months, and then we straight away launched it in the market.
Awesome.
So this is where we realized that, and the first product was not an infrastructure, it was just a swap, because I knew that people wanted to trade without having to worry about gas complexities. They wanted to just connect their wallet, buy this meme coin without having to worry that they have Polygon or BNB tokens in their wallet. This is where we realized that if we build something, it has to first target towards these users. And
they just have to enter their the Gmail and all. There's no confusions, nothing.
Yes,
directly.
Social login.
They get an OTP.
They get a OTP, or they can do direct social logins, and they have a wallet that is attached to their ID.
And directly they can enter your database.
Yes.
You start using the website. Okay.
And this was the first product that we built, and then we went into more on the infrastructure side, because at the same time Uniswap also released the same feature that we had.
Oh, yeah. Oh, even they released it.
They released the same feature. Now people could buy tokens without any gas. Now that reduced our volume here, and we knew it. Like, it's inevitable that this gasless swap that we have is not going to work. So what we did, we got into that infrastructure itself. So we decided, why not we make this like a software as a service and allow any applications to come and just use it. Let them build the applications, whatever they want. They can build a swap, they can build a decentralized, any kind of decentralized platform. So users will just come, create a wallet, developer can sponsor the gas fees. Like you mentioned, none of this removes the gas from that blockchain. Gas fees are still going to remain.
But they will be...
who is going to pay?
Yes.
Is it going to be the developer that will sponsor the fees?
Or the user?
Or the user who is going to pay in any asset that he has. He doesn't have to have that native token. He can have any asset. He doesn't have to worry about seed phrases, because we are using server wallets. The tech is already ERC4337. These are all smart wallets. They don't have to worry seed phrases. They don't have to worry about remembering all of those things. Social logins, and keep it very simple.
And the sponsorship depends on the motive, right?
It depends on the motive. That the protocol founder, whoever wants to, like, let's say he's building a prediction market or a gambling app where you can do a roulette, whatever kind of gambling app that is. It's very simple. A user will just come and use the platform. His goal is the user bets big. He doesn't want the user to face any complexity. So he will sponsor the transaction fees. Because the transaction fees on BNB chain, AVAX is like very cheap. It costs like $0.001, which is like hardly some pesos of transaction. And this is where the complexities are removed. The UX is made super easy, so people can come and trade, gamble, go to prediction markets.
People will like the interface also.
Correct.
Right.
So it's 0x Gasless is just an infrastructure that makes blockchain easy for users, the end user. And the product is developer focused, but the usage is beneficial to the end user.
Okay. Amazing, Leander. You told about your entire project and what's exactly happening right now. So you're already listed in a decentralized market, right?
Right.
And what is it? The name of the exchange?
So we are listed on Uniswap.
Okay.
And we've been there for like almost 2 years now.
Okay.
2.5 years, roughly 2.5 years.
Amazing, amazing. And from what to what you all have grown right now?
So we started with $10,000 market cap. We hit an all-time high of 16 million.
Amazing.
Around June. I mean, we've had like multiple cycles. Like in month of March last year, we hit 10 million.
Okay.
Then we dropped back to half a million market cap. Then we went back again in the month of December to 10 million again.
Okay.
And then we dropped again to 1.5 million. And then we went back again to 16 million. And now we are back to like 1.5.
Amazing,
million.
Amazing. First of all, it's a pleasure to have you here. And as a founder, when you're thinking about your own token, I'm just thinking tomorrow if VD and Associates gets into an IPO, right? And all these fluctuations happen, what would be in my mind that time? So I just want to understand from you, whenever this particular token of yours has hit the all-time high and it has come down, how aware were you about the situations? What was your plan? What were you tracking?
I'm very much aware. See, with tokens, it's ultimately market sentiments, right? You cannot control what market wants to buy and sell. You work on your fundamentals. fundamentally we just keep getting stronger every day.
Hmm.
The markets and overall market sentiment comes into play. If people are,
what is the volume? Like volume in the sense, I don't want to know the volume in terms of the number.
okay.
I want to know if you're considering from a retail investor or a big, big player who's playing in who's trading in this particular token. At what range? Like how many people overall altogether were trading in this particular token? If you have an idea about it.
So it is anywhere more than 10-15 million in volume that has happened over the time.
Okay.
So people come. There are people who have even put like 80 lakhs on the token in a
directly.
day.
Directly. Okay.
Directly.
Okay.
Okay. There are people who have sold also 80 lakhs.
Okay.
So the market.
And you guys had done some marketing definitely when you all started this.
Yes, we have like our own token marketing. So when it comes to a project, right, token becomes its own product, and your product has its own GTM.
Okay.
And token has its own GTM.
Okay.
The experience that me and my co-founder have was more on the token side because we've been trading tokens for quite some time now.
Okay. Okay.
And we know how behavior and this whole psychology works, what narratives are, and this whole thing is narrative driven, the token side of it. It has nothing to do with fundamentals. Like
completely depends on how you put it forward.
Okay, it doesn't matter what.
That's why in your profile also that narrative is clearly put, right? Crypto narrative.
Right. So it's all about that message that you put it out there. Nobody knows what we are building. Like a regular person who wants to come and really be a part of 0x Gasless, they don't know what 0x Gasless is. They don't care about what we are trying to solve. This is like for the ultimate user or developer who is building it.
Right.
For them, it is all about buying the token. So this becomes a whole set of customers for us. As in, this is a whole set of GTM. The product becomes a different GTM. Now, how do we bring adoption into the product is a different path that we have. And what we want, when we want more people to come and invest into our token, our strategy is different. And this strategy depends on different market situations. When the market is super good, you have more people coming in. There are eyes. So now you have to just be in front of those eyes. But you can't be somebody where someone is sitting there and you're going to that person and saying, come buy my token. Because he doesn't care. He's busy with his own thing. He doesn't want to make money right now. He's scared that he's going to lose his money. So with market, this sentiment changes a lot. People, when they see that something is going up, they want to gamble more, and when it is down, they don't want to buy. But this is the time when people should be taking their position, because every time we have gone like to 1 million, 1.5 million, we have gone back to its all-time high, or we have done like a multiples of its all-time high, because it was started at $10,000 market cap. Today we are sitting at 1 million, 1.5 million. Until 1 week ago, it was sitting at 3 million. People are selling it. Why they are selling it? They are bearish. Nothing has changed. We are still backed by Avalanche. We still have MOUs with Polkadot and we are backed by them. We have integration partners with Sonic, Moonbeam, and almost all the Polkadot parachains.
This is temporary.
It is temporary, but people are scared to hold that asset at this moment. But now, let's say over the next 2 months, markets are going to change. BTC will go to 120, 130K. Everything starts moving. And with that, when we start our marketing activities, token also starts moving. But people don't understand this, because these are ones who came here just for that temporary money, and they lose that money and they are done with it. Now new retailers will come who has that gambling appetite, who will trade, and they will, some will make money, some will lose. It's part of this whole cycle. Crypto moves in different cycle, unlike your regular stock market. Like even if you look at stock market, with the US stock market especially, only tech companies are going up. Rest everything is down. Okay, it's just the top 10, 20 companies.
In Indian market, it's opposite. Tech markets are doing very bad, especially all the IT markets, right? All the IT stocks, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, HCL Tech is doing very bad. I can see the other sectors are really going well from last 1.5 years, but IT sector is not performing at all. It's completely opposite of what it is. But then, talking with you about all these things, it reminds me of Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. He tells that every dip is an opportunity, every crash is an opportunity. But here it is, like you said, the mentality of retailers is completely opposite. They think that till where the stock can fall. Right? They do not consider that as an opportunity. Similarly, if the market has hit a top, it is your chance to close your profits. So, you have a chance to distribute. Where you have accumulated that in the bottom, you need to distribute it in the top. That's how your mentality has to be. Because see, in between accumulation and distribution, there comes manipulation.
Correct.
Manipulation comes in between always.
Correct.
First is accumulation, then it's manipulation, then it's distribution.
Right.
So people miss this M, right?
Right.
Vitamin M, which is money, and it is manipulation. Both the things are interconnected. So if you know to play here, if you know to handle these manipulations that's happening, see, risk cannot be, see, there are so many students who come to me, so many businessmen. Recently I had been to Surat, right? There's one of the business guy who came to me and he was like, Vinith, is there any strategy in this world that can never make a loss? Right? There's no strategy. Even if you keep money in your house also, it's not safe.
Correct.
Considering IT, regulations and everything. Even FD for that matter. Only 5 lakhs is safe.
Correct.
You're having an FD in the bank. How much is safe? Only 5 lakhs is safe.
Correct.
That is what the RBI has promised you.
Correct.
Anything more than 5 lakh is not safe tomorrow if the bank becomes bankrupt.
Correct.
Let's talk about bonds. For example, I invest even in the bonds. Right? It gives me 14 to 15% ROI. Like some part of my investments, I invest in corporate bonds. Inside that also, the bond that was A rated last year can be B rated this year.
Right.
Or which is B rated this year can be A rated the next year.
Right.
Right. So that is how the entire system progresses. Now, for example, you put your money in the bank. Where do they invest? They invest in stock market itself.
Right.
I tell all the users that no person should remain poor in the markets. Market has got a lot of money. Be it Indian markets, what I am trading in, be it crypto market that you are trading in. Right. Market has got a lot of money. Like you said, liquidity pool is all over there. People come and go.
Correct.
Right. Everyone's interested. But who stays in the long game is the one who benefits from it.
Correct.
Right? It's not about what you invest. People, you should start investing. Now, recently I had been to Pune for one of the workshops, right? And there's one person who I met there. He was like, you need to invest in the long term and forget about it. What do you need to forget? You cannot forget your money, right? Unless you're talking about 1% or maybe 5% of your savings. Other money you cannot forget. There is a logic for everything. There's a science behind everything. You cannot forget about it. You might have knowledge, you might not have knowledge. But you cannot just tell that, okay, for long term, I just put my money and I forget. I don't even track the stock. That is a bad way of saying it. Because everyone needs money. Everyone wants to grow their money. This is because these people are only concerned about investing because they have heard that investment is good. But how long you need to be invested is what they do not know. That's where the difference comes in. So it's not just about investing, it's about how long you stay invested. Right? Even 10 lakhs lump sum, I invest right now. Forget about crypto markets. We'll not talk about crypto. Let's talk about Indian markets. 10 lakh invested right now. If you're growing with an 18% ROI, becomes 17 lakhs in 10 years. Becomes 2 crores in 20 years. And becomes 40 to 50 crores in the next 30 years. Just 10 lakhs invested now. So power of compounding is what comes in between. Right? So when everything, like whatever you said, right, when I'm trying to connect the dot, at the end of the day, the mentality has to be the same. Right? And when you start understanding that, I think things get better. And I think in your story, in whatever you told us, the success has come because of maturity. Success has come because you have learned why this is happening.